This is a noble cause. Now, family, that mission statement is not just a mission statement, it is what drives every wealth builder in this opportunity. And if you do not fully understand what that mission statement means, I encourage you to take a screenshot of it and read it to yourself at least once a day, every morning when you get up. And if that doesn't fire you up, you really need to talk with yourself, talk with someone that really understands what it's all about. Now, with that being said, family, I'm esteemed to hand the mic over to my co host so you can get what you need to get started. Mr. Mike, the numbers gentleman Johnson. Mike, you have the mic.
Thank you, Nikki. You want to make sure you can hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Well, family, I get the good fortune of sharing with you how to get started. And it's three simple steps. Please don't complicate it any more than that. The first of those three simple steps is all you need is a smartphone and a dream, and you can build a global business anywhere on the planet. Let me repeat that. A smartphone and a dream is all you truly need. And what we encourage you to do is the second part of step one, which is enroll for your $33 a month subscription. It's a $33 decision that puts you in a position where you can earn, listen carefully, unlimited income. Now, step two, it's all about asset accumulation. When we speak in terms of asset accumulation, family, we are working in a digital world. We are a blockchain-based company that basically gets paid to market our G999 project, and we get paid in the two largest digital assets on the planet. We get paid in Bitcoin and we get paid in Ethereum. What we humbly suggest is that you take some of those commissions and simply exchange it for the G999 coin. The reason we suggest that is we know that coin is quickly going to become the flagship product in your digital portfolio. And in step three, you're participating in step three as we speak. It's all about plugging in. It's all about plugging into a system that will teach you everything that you need to know to be successful in this business. You see, you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. There will always be someone that will reach out to assist you and build your business. Now, the best part about plugging into systems, family, is you have the ability here at GS Partners to learn and earn at the exact same time. And we encourage you to share this incredible opportunity with everyone that you come in contact with. That being the case, when we talk about register for free, you should have received, or your new business partner is going to receive a registration form that's going to look very much like this. Please make sure you tell that person to check to make sure that your sponsor information is at the top. Once they verify the sponsor information, there's 5 pieces of information they're going to need. Nothing more than these 5 pieces. Now listen carefully. Anytime you go to any platform that we do business on and something is in red, please slow down and read it carefully. I know the text is small here, so we've enlarged it for you. And it specifically states to avoid any unnecessary delays with our KYC approval process, please enter your first name, middle name, and last name below exactly the way they are displayed on your official government ID. So that's exactly what we're going to do. The first thing that we're going to do is put in your name exactly as it appears on your ID. If you do not have a middle name and it is not on your ID, then skip that section and go to the last name. Then, family, you want to give them an email address. Make sure it's an active email address. All of your verifications and all of your acknowledgments are going to be sent to that email address. And that email address is going to be your username to access your back office. Then you're going to give them a phone number. Remember, family, you can build a mobile business anywhere on the planet. So we encourage you to give them a mobile number. If you give them a landline, you're restricting your business to that landline location. If you give them a mobile number, you literally have a business that will travel with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The first thing you're going to enter is going to be your phone code. Your phone code is going to be that first digit if you're making an international or long distance phone call. Then you simply put in your phone number. No spaces, no dashes, just the number. In the United States, we have a 10-digit phone number. Then family, you want to select a username. Make sure it's something that you're going to be proud of. Please don't put anything in here that would cause you embarrassment. And last but not least, family, you're going to put in your password. Now, the password is for the platform that we're logging into, and that platform is called GS Partners. Always look in the upper left-hand corner on any platform that you're registering, and it'll tell you which platform you're on. We encourage you to get a piece of paper and put on there GS Partners and password, because that password is going to be critical for you to gain access into your back office. 5 pieces of information. That's all we needed. Once you've done that, you're going to receive a verification email. Notice that it says, welcome to GS Partners, and the background is black. That tells you that you're on the GS Partners welcoming page. Understanding, you're going to look for the button in the center of the page that says verify the email address. Click on that button. It's going to bring you to your state-of-the-art back office. Everything you see here is available to you absolutely free of charge. There are companies that charge upward of $75 a month for access to half of the information that you have here. Now, there's a young lady in the bottom right-hand corner. Her name is Lydia. Miss Lydia will take you on a 20-minute guided tour of your back office. The section over to your left, some people call it the menu item, some people call it your control panel. This section will help you to navigate throughout your entire back office. Everything that you need to be successful is listed in these options over here. Where you see pull downs, you simply click on one of the pull downs, and we're going to go down to the settings section. Click on the pull down, and notice you have 4 options. We're going to click on the second option. That second option is KYC. KYC is an acronym, family, for Know Your Customer or Know Your Client. There are some requirements for you to be what we call KYC approved. KYC is very important because you can load as many digital assets onto any platform that you do business on, but you cannot remove a single coin or a single penny off of any site until you're KYC approved. We're going to help you to take care of that immediately. And how we're going to do that is we're going to give you a little homework. Your KYC homework, if you may, is photographs. And we encourage you to take these photographs and save them as a JPEG. The reason we suggest you save it as a JPEG is because JPEGs work seamlessly throughout our entire platforms. What you're going to do is you're going to take a photograph of the front of your ID, a photograph of the back of your ID, and then you're going to take a selfie of the ID. Now, I was always told a picture's worth 1,000 words, so here's the photograph we're going to share with you. Notice that the ID is on a black background. We strongly encourage you to use a black or very dark background to make sure that all 4 corners of the ID are visible. If all 4 corners are not visible, they're going to decline the KYC docs. Make sure everything is legible and everything is up to date. Once you've taken this photograph, you simply flip the ID over, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the back. Make sure all 4 corners are visible, everything is legible and up to date. Then, family, you're going to take a selfie. The selfie is just a headshot. Please do not send in a full-length picture. They will decline your KYC docs. Hold your ID such that they can make sure that the person is on the ID is the person that is taking the selfie. If you have glasses on when you took your ID photograph, make sure you have glasses on here. Please, no sunglasses, no hats. If you have on sunglasses or a hat, they're going to decline your KYC docs. Again, make sure that the ID is visible enough to where they can take and make sure that you are the person that's on that picture. Once you've saved these 3 documents, then you're going to return to your back office, and you're simply going to fill in the blanks. Everywhere that you see an asterisk, you're going to fill in the information. Your address exactly as it appears on your ID, state, city, and the country. You scroll down, and then you're going to put in the zip code. And family, once you put in the zip code, then and only then will I encourage you to upload your homework, or basically the photographs that you've taken. Please pay attention to the order. It's the reverse order that we took the photographs. The first thing they want is the selfie with the ID. Then they want the front picture of the ID, the back picture of the ID. And then, family, they want you to put in your expiration date. Notice the format. 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date, 4 digits for the year. It needs to be exactly that way. If your ID expires on March 3rd of 2025, you would put in 03032025. If for some strange reason your ID, which is very rare, does not have an expiration date, simply click the box that my ID does not have an expiration date and click submit. If you've made any mistakes that are immediately going to be flagged, they will highlight the area where you've made the mistakes and give you the opportunity to go back and correct it. Once you've submitted your docs and everything met the initial approval, it normally takes 12 to 24 hours to get an approval back. Now, remember, we're getting approval for KYCs on GS Partners, left-hand corner, and you can see which platform you're on. Once you've submitted that and you get the approval back, now you have a fully functional exchange or fully functional platform. You can add as many coins or as many currencies as you want to this platform, and you can remove as many currencies from the platform. But again, you cannot remove a single token or a single coin or a single penny off of any exchange until your KYC docs have been approved. That being the case, remember, your young lady is always in the bottom right-hand corner, Miss Lydia, if you choose to use her, and that control panel will always navigate you throughout your site. Now what we're going to do, family, is we're going to go to another platform. Now, the one that we just registered was absolutely free, and this platform is absolutely free. Now, the name of this platform is GS Trade. The GS stands for Gold Standard Trade. This is our fully functional, fully licensed exchange. How do you get to GS Trade? You simply type in GS Trade, no spaces, no dashes, .exchange. And when you do that, it's going to bring you to this page. And all you're going to do is click on the button in the upper right-hand corner that says register. When you register to this page, I want you to notice what there you see exactly. It looks exactly the same as what we had on GS Partners, but the order is different. The message at the top is exactly the same. To avoid any unnecessary delays with the KYC approval process, please enter your first name, middle name, last name below exactly the way they're displayed on your official government ID. But if you notice, the very first thing they want here is your email address. Again, put in an active email address, put in your first name. If there's no space for a middle name, put a space. If you have a middle name on your ID, put a space behind your first name and then your middle name. Put in your last name. Now notice, family, they're asking for a password. This is GS Trade. On that document that you put your GS partner. Now, all passwords require a minimum of 8 characters. However, GS Trade has one unique requirement. You have to have at least one special character. Special characters would be exclamation points, $signs, anything that they're going to list as a special character is what you're going to need to use. And I encourage you to write this down and keep it close to what you keep all of your important documents. Then they want you to repeat your password. Then you're simply going to download the policies and procedures, terms and conditions, whichever you choose to call it. You click this box after you download it, and then you do the one-piece puzzle. It's a single piece. You simply take the missing piece and put it into the puzzle, and you click register. When you've done that, family, what's going to happen is you're going to receive another email. Notice that the background is completely white. The background for GS Partners was black. The background for GS Trade is white. And notice it says right here in the center, welcome to GS Trade. And all you're going to do is exactly as you did before. You're going to click on the verification email address. When you do that, it's going to bring you back to this page, but now you have the ability to log in. The login button is in the upper right-hand corner. When you click login, it's going to default to the settings tab. When you see the settings tab, family, you notice you have 5 options down here. There's only one option that you can proceed with, and that option is going to be two-factor. Two-factor authentication is another layer of security to protect your digital assets. Before you can do anything on GS Trade, you must complete your two-factor authentication. If you're not familiar with two-factor authentication, we're going to show you how that works now. What that is you can go to your Google store or your App Store And we encourage that you download Google Authenticator. That is a two-factor authentication system. The reason that we strongly suggest that you use that one is because it works seamlessly on every platform we do business. You can use any of these that you want, but we know without a shadow of a doubt, Google works seamlessly. That being the case, once you downloaded that to your mobile device, you simply go back into your back office and it will tell you enable two-factor authentication. You cannot proceed on GS Trade until this has been enabled. And notice anytime something is in red, we've encouraged you to slow down and read it. And it specifically states, please be aware that this code is vital for your recovery. We're talking about this code right here, family. We simply call this your 2FA recovery code. What we encourage you to do is get a minimum of 2 digital copies of this and 2 physical copies of this. And the reason that we say a minimum of 2, you want to keep a copy, both physical and digital, and you want to provide a digital and a physical copy to your beneficiary. We're going to talk about beneficiaries in just a moment. But the piece that we're sharing with you, the reason we share that, should something happen to your mobile device, this code is extremely important for you to gain access to your back office. Without this code, family, it's almost an act of Congress for you to get into your back office. And again, we're not sharing anything that we've read. This is all based on experience. I've had the misfortune of going in and having to recover someone's account and they had lost this code. And it truly takes an act of Congress for you to get that account set up. So please take a minimum of 2 copies of this and keep 2 copies. You want to send 2 copies to your beneficiary, and you want to keep with your important documents. Keep this with your important docs, please. Now, once you come back into your back office, notice that you have another button that they're going to allow you to click on. It's called Dashboard. Now you have 6 options. We're only focusing on the second option, which is KYC. Again, KYC is know your customer or know your client. The reason KYC is so important, you can load whatever you want onto a platform. You just can't remove anything. And this is a fully functioning, fully licensed exchange. So you want to be able to exchange currencies back and forth at will. So we're going to do our KYC process here. It's a little different. It's a 3-step process. The first step is called bronze, silver, and gold. You cannot proceed to silver and gold till you've successfully been verified at bronze. And what do you have to enter? They want you to enter your first name exactly as it appears on your government ID, last name exactly as it appears on the government ID, and that photograph that you took of the front of your ID. Again, all 4 corners must be visible. Everything must be legible and up to date. Once you've done that, that normally takes 12 to 24 hours to get an approval back. In any phase of this process, if you have been waiting for more than 36 hours, check your spam or junk mail. Our company is famous for giving you information immediately if there's a problem in the KYC approval process. So always check your spam and check your junk mail if it's been more than 36 hours since you've heard back from your request to get approval. Once you received approval at bronze, you simply move to silver. At silver, family, there's no uploads, it's just entering information. You're going to put in the country that you currently live in, your postal code, the city, and the phone code. Again, the phone code is that first digit to make an international long distance call. Then you put in your phone number, no spaces, no dashes, and your address exactly the way it appears on your government ID. If you put in an address that's different, you will never get approved. You'll be sitting there and it will constantly tell you that the KYC is disapproved because the information is invalid. It has to be the exact same address that's on your government ID. Then once you've received your approval there, that normally takes 24 to 36 hours to get your approval back. Then and only then can you proceed to the gold stage. Gold stage is just a repeat of the homework that we did on GS Partners. The only difference, and notice they're giving you the order in the reverse order that we did on GS Partners. The first thing they want you to upload is the front of your ID. Second thing is the back of the ID. And last, they want you to do the selfie with the ID. Again, no hats, no sunglasses. This whole process, family, should be done in roughly about 3 to 4 days. Worst case scenario, 3 to 4 days. The quickest I've seen it done was 2.5 days. I encourage you to understand you cannot proceed to one or the subsequent steps until you've been successfully verified on these steps. But once you've done that, now you have a fully functional, fully licensed exchange. You can buy, sell, trade, do whatever you choose with a vast array. And that list of different currencies that you can trade are constantly growing. So this is also available to you absolutely free of charge. Now what we're going to do, family, and now remember, we were just on GS Trade or Gold Standard Trade. That's your exchange account. It is absolutely free. We're going to return to GS Partners. And what we're going to do now, family, is we're going to go back over to our control panel. That's the area to the left. We're going to scroll down. And this time, we're going to click on the pull down for settings. And we're going to go in and we're going to go to profile. And the reason we're going to go to profile is this is where you set up your beneficiary information. Now, family, the beneficiary information is extremely important to safeguard your digital assets. When you go to the settings file, this is going to be the top of the page. All I want you to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then you're going to see two preference areas, one on the left, one on the right, and have an active brand advantage subscription. Now, family, when we initially launched, our subscriptions were only available in annual memberships. Now, we're doing business in 150 countries across the globe. And what our chairman of the board, Mr. Joseph Haidt, realized was in some of those third world countries, an annual membership was just unrealistic. So what he did, he decided to make the memberships optional where you can purchase a monthly membership. I mentioned at the beginning, it's a $33 decision. $33 is pretty much affordable for just about any household. That puts you in business for yourself, but never by yourself. Now, here's the thing. We have received a bonus. Now, brand new people coming into the business can pick and choose whether they want to do a 1 month subscription, a 3 month subscription, a 6 month subscription, or a 12-month subscription. So regardless of what they decide they want to do, they have to have an active subscription and they must be KYC approved before they can become your beneficiary. And then once that has been met, then and only then can you enter the beneficiary's username. That's why I told you, make sure you select the username that you're proud of. Now, this happens to be my wife's account, and my wife is my beneficiary, and I am her beneficiary. Once you enter that beneficiary information, then should something happen to you, the beneficiary is the only person who will gain access to your digital assets. Family, in the last 18 months, we have lost far too many members of the Wealth Builders Worldwide family. And unfortunately, many of those individuals did not listen to this particular training and did not take heed to what we're suggesting, which means some of them have substantial portfolios. Those portfolios will be lost forever. This is why we decided to add this to this training. Now, there's one other thing that we decided to add, and you have our master trainer, Ms. Nicole Nikki Knox, and myself got together, and we came up with a list of different things to safeguard your digital assets. We're not going to go over the list today. I encourage you, please take a screenshot of this. There is a section, however, that we definitely want to highlight for you. And at the bottom, there's 2 bullet points. The first is you need to provide contact information for your mastermind group. Family, your mastermind group are those individuals that you work with pretty much on a day-to-day basis who understand what you're doing to build your digital assets. This is someone that if something happened to you, they could assist your beneficiary to know what your game plan was so far as your digital assets. Because many of our beneficiaries may not be active in the business. But the thing that you need to understand is that mastermind group can assist them. An example would be Miss Nicole Nikki Knox is part of my mastermind group. My wife knows if anything happens to me, she's already met Nikki before, but she has a photograph of Nikki, she has Nikki's phone number, and she has all of the various areas that Nikki can assist her in managing these digital portfolio that we've accumulated. Now, here's the sad part. Nikki is unique because Nikki can function from many different aspects. Some of you may not have that luxury, but you still want to highlight anyone that you trust to help your beneficiary out should something happen to you. And then at the very bottom, Nikki and myself attended a very special training that was done by our executive in the business, executive within GS Partners. His name is Dr. David Hollins. He did an amazing training that talked about living trust and living will and the power of having a living trust or living will. And we're not going to try to teach that class because we're not financial advisors, nor are we advising you on your finances. But what we will tell you is this. What Dr. Hollins highlighted was the beauty of a living trust or living will is your digital assets are safeguarded from the world. They're safeguarded from public, basically, acknowledgement. No one except your trustee of your estate will have access to that information. That's why you put your digital assets. Now, this whole digital world is new to all of us, but we encourage you, especially those of you who have accumulated vast portfolios, you want to take a screenshot of this and you want to protect your digital assets. Now, family, we're going to go back into our back office. And this is GS Partners again. And now comes the fun part. Remember, your control panel maneuvers all throughout the back office for you. There's an area that we want you to focus on now. It says financial. You click on the pull down in financial, and what we're going to show you how to do is how to fund your account. And when we speak in terms of funding your account, we're going to load some digital assets onto your account. And to do that, we simply click on the financial pull down. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the deposit screen because we're putting money into your digital account. So we're going to click on deposit. Now you have 3 options to initially fund your account. Those 3 options are Bitcoin, which is BTC, Ethereum, which is ETH, and then you have Tether, which is USDT. Now notice it automatically defaults to Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin is BTC. Now, how do you upload funds into your account? It's a simple process, family. You can utilize this QR code right here and just hold up your camera or hold up your smartphone and take a snapshot of that, and it'll automatically copy this particular deposit address into your phone. That's my personal preference. Or you can copy and paste this deposit address. Now notice there's a little clipboard here that allows you to copy it, but I'm very much like Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, and she says what she does is highlight it and copy it and then put it in whatever address that you're going to put it in. Now, family, this is not Mike Johnson's words. These are Miss Nicole Nikki Knox words. And she's a master trainer for a reason. She told us in no uncertain terms, never, I repeat, never try to type in this deposit address. And I will speak to you from experience. There's a very good friend of mine who's a business partner, and he tried to type in his address, and he was trying to move $400 into his account. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that all he did was what most people would consider an innocent error, and let's say he fat fingered a number. In other words, instead of a capital G, he put in a lowercase g. It's a simple mistake. It's still a G in his mind, right? But that's wrong. Family, this individual number right here is for you and you only. Every digit has significance. If it's uppercase, it's supposed to be uppercase. If it's lowercase, it's supposed to be lowercase. If you make a simple human error and you fat finger that and put a lowercase g instead of an uppercase G, do you realize you just sent somebody, you blessed someone with $400? Now, you will never see that money back. We're on the blockchain. Everything is instant. Once it's gone, it's gone. So this is why, and I'm going to say it again, Ms. Nicole Nikki Knox shared with us, you always want to copy and paste. Never try to type this number. And here's another tip that she gave us. Always remember, write down the first 4 digits and the last 4 digits. And you want to triple check those digits when you get to your new destination. Wherever you're copying and pasting this particular address, check the first 4, the last 4. Check them 3 times. Make sure that the uppercase is supposed to be uppercase, the lowercase is supposed to be lowercase. Now, once you've done that, we're ready to roll. And if you notice, you have many other deposit accounts that you can go into. But in order to initially deposit money, you're going to use one of these 3 that we just talked about. Once your account is fully loaded with digital assets, now, family, you get to go and select that area that I told you about where you can become a member. Remember, it's a $33 a month decision. 1 month will cost you $33 a month. 3 months will take you $33 times three. That's $99 when I was a kid. 6 months or 1 year. All I'm sharing with you is this truly gives you the keys to the kingdom. Once you click on this, now the fun starts. Then, family, you're in position where everything in here is fully functional. You're ready to go and exchange however you choose that you want to exchange. And then there's 3 simple steps for you to create massive wealth for you and your family. The first step you just completed. That first step was activate your membership. Remember, you registered for free, but we encourage you, it's optional. We encourage you to activate your $33 a month subscription. Then, family, the second step is accumulate as many digital assets as you possibly can. We have a vast array of digital assets, and it's growing every day. Understanding that you can get as many of these assets or as few of these assets as you choose. And you're going to learn about some promotions we got in place. Oh my goodness. Trust me, everywhere you turn with this company, you win. And then, family, step 3, you want to share this with everyone that you know. Because if you found a way where you could get paid to save your own money, think about that. And you're getting paid weekly to save your own money. And in many cases, daily to save your own money. Wouldn't you want to share it with someone else? And when you share with someone else, family, guess what happens? We're a blockchain-based company. You get paid instantly. Let me say that again. You don't have to wait till Friday. You don't have to wait till the end of the month. You don't have to wait till 2 weeks from now. If someone decided to join you and they uploaded some funds into their account and they decided to go get them some digital assets, do you realize the moment that order is placed on the blockchain, you get paid? And family, you couldn't stop it if you wanted to. And it's paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You get paid for life for anyone that you share this incredible opportunity with. Now, if you notice, there's a little note at the bottom. The KYC process must be completed in order for you to withdraw any assets from our dashboard. That's why we begin with the end in mind, family. We show you how to protect yourself from the onset. So understanding all this is in your back office. Now, family, please take a screenshot of this. And we share this with each and every person who comes on board with us. We know without a shadow of a doubt, if you can follow directions in this company, you can get flat out rich. If you can follow directions. And the directions is plug in and stay connected. We call this your support card. Everything you need to be successful is right here on this document right here. All you have to do is follow directions. Now, we teach people a system that is duplicatable. Remember, family, systems are duplicatable, personalities are not. But we teach you a system and we show you how you build your business from event to event. This calendar of event over here to the right, we have something going on every day of the week. We're talking a minimum of 3 hours of live content, 7 days a week. Now, everything that you see on this calendar is available on this platform over here known as goldrocks.info. We're talking about Sunday through Monday, or excuse me, Sunday through Saturday, every day of the week, 7 days a week, 3 hours of live content. All you have to do is plug into the system. We have power calls where there's motivation, inspiration, and always education. We have live presentations twice a day. The live presentations are at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is send your guests to those presentations and let us do the heavy lifting, and you get paid. It can't get much better than that. And then, family, on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have what's known as the Freedom Call. The Freedom Call, family, is a leadership call. That's with the gentleman who created this entire process. His name is Dr. Ty Best. You'll learn more about him in just a little bit. But here's what I want to share with you. It's not for the faint at heart. It's for those that are serious about getting money as an issue out of the way. And you get a chance to hear from an industry legend every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on that Gold Rocks platform. And then, family, on Thursday nights, we have what's called the tools training. We give you the tools to build your business any way you choose. If you want to build a business by basically helping others to be successful, or you're just interested in stacking assets, we're going to give you all the tools you need on Thursday nights to do what you need to do. And then, family, there are always live events that are coming up. You're going to learn about some of those events today. Now, One thing I will tell you, in the bottom portion of this support card, there's an area here that is mywbw.net. Please take the moment to jot that down. If you didn't take a screenshot, jot down that address and go visit that address. You can register for free. That is Wealth Builders Worldwide's webpage, where everything that we're sharing with you today is available to you absolutely free of charge. All you have to do is register and plug in to the system. The massive action plan, or the system that we're following, we call it the map. It's available to you in print format. All you have to do is plug in. We have videos, we have audios, we have recordings of that gentleman that I told you that's an industry legend, Dr. Ty Best, on that site that you have absolutely free of charge. Wealth of information. And there's one other tip we'll give you today. There's this site that we've created. It's called therealmoney.info. You might want to jot that one down. It's an 18-minute video, phenomenal video that piques people's interest. For somebody that says, I may take a look at this, send them to therealmoney.info. It's a generic site. It's going to explain what we do. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell them to get back with the person who shared this information, which means that's you. And when they get back to you, you ask them one question. What did you like best about what you saw? Even if they tell you, I hated all of it, don't want to have anything to do with it, you say, thank you very much, and move on to the next person. But for those who do tell you that they loved something, they could tell you that I like the fact that you guys get paid instantly, or I like the fact that we get paid in digital assets. You say, fantastic. You tell them to hold on 1 second, and you simply connect them with your upline leader. That's the system. I've taught you the system in less than 30 seconds. That's all we do. And you do that over and over and over again, and you position yourself to win on every front. Now, family, you guys have been amazing for allowing me to share. I get a chance to basically be quiet for a minute, and I get a chance to introduce you to our co-host. This young lady is simply incredible. You've heard me speak about her many times. Her name is Nicole Nikki Knox. She is our very own phenomenal master trainer. And she is going to tell you about some very special announcements, and she's going to tell you about the second part of today. So without any further ado, Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, you have the mic. Nick, if you're speaking, you're muted. Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, going once.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Thank you, Miss Nicole Nikki Knox.
There we go.
You have the mic.
All righty, sir. Let me read this. Okay, family. I hope you're ready. I told you he was going to be amazing. And now I'm going to get to the announcements so that we can now get to the second part of Onboard Live. And those announcements are, first and foremost, every Sunday, as I've already stated, is Onboard Live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be here. You can also find us on our Onboard Live Facebook page, where it is being streamed live as we speak, and every Sunday. And understand this, family, you have the opportunity now. You have a place, an additional place, where it is open 24/7. If there's a topic that we've went over any Sunday, it's labeled by topic. All the Onboard Lives that we've done since we've started the Facebook page. You can send a prospect that you may be talking to Sunday afternoon after Onboard Live, Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have any day of the week now. You can send them to our Onboard Live Facebook page, and they can look for the topic that they need some additional clarity on. Go there and they can get the information that we shared on that Sunday. Absolutely open to everyone 24/7. And again, the third Sunday of every month, we have our Q&A session on Onboard Live, where anyone that has any questions can send their questions into lifeisgolden24@gmail.com. And we will answer those questions live on that third Sunday of every month. But understand, we monitor that email. So we may give you the answer as an answer back in the email, but that does not mean we won't share it on Board Live also, because that may be a question that someone else has that they just did not think it was worthy of asking. But understand, if it's a question you have, ask it, family. It's the only way you're going to get the answer. Now, after On Board Live, man, you got that 3 p.m. with our very own crypto nurse, Team Believe and Team KQ's very own Miss Jocelyn Burrell is going to show you how to get time and money freedom. Everyone is invited. The Zoom ID and passcode is on the screen. You want to get a screenshot of this, family, and you want to invite everyone, because she's going to show you how to get paid instantly in assets, several assets, 24/7, in this amazing opportunity. She lays it out. We call her the doctor for real, because she's real precise with what she does, family. Let me tell you what I know. So meet us there at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday and every Sunday with Miss Jocelyn Burrell. And tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have yet another incredible fast start training. You remember that support card that Mr. Mike Johnson was speaking of? That section where he showed you how you can get the schedule of events? Well, every Sunday night, every single Sunday night, you're going to get a fast start training, and you can get that when? At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where? On that phenomenal platform, goldrocks.info. To get the passcode, though, you have to get back to the person that invited you to today's On Board Live, or to this amazing opportunity, family, because it is passcode protected, and we want to keep it that way. So with that being said, man, this is what you're going to do tonight. You want to have your pen and pad ready, but today we got some next steps for you. And guess what? We got a special guest for you today, family. Man, oh man. Woo! Get ready, family. Buckle up, because if you was at last Sunday's fast start training, you got a glimpse of what you're going to get today. My friend, my big brother, my sponsor in this amazing opportunity, master teacher, brother Eric Teray Muhammad, is going to come to the mic, and he is going to give you some more of what he was laying out last Sunday. I hope you're ready. Like I told you, have a pen, have plenty of pieces of paper, because you're going to get a lot of information. I hope you're ready. This gentleman has sponsored well over 500 people in this amazing opportunity. He is an executive in GS Partners. He's not speaking from theory. He's going to show you some things from experience. And with that being said, I get the esteemed pleasure to hand the mic over to Mr. Brother Eric Teray Muhammad. The mic is yours, sir.
Well, Revolution, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. It's a little faint, but we can hear you. Go ahead, Brother Eric.
Don't worry, because Sister Nikki told me to drink water and not coffee. She said, man, I said, I'm gonna go get me some coffee. Folks, I'm just being transparent. Before we start, I said, I'm gonna get me some coffee. Sister Nikki said, no, you better drink you some water. She said, because you're already admitted to bouncing off the walls, and I am. So first, I want to say it's an honor and privilege and an esteemed pleasure to be here with you on board live. I don't take this platform or this presence lightly. Uh, Generally, I'm here every week, of course, in the background, but I very rarely want to come out and share because the content that they provide, Mr. Johnson and Ms. Knox, is so thorough and so concentrated that I don't ever want to convolute things with the facts. I don't ever want to get in the way of what's been presented. And before I begin, I just want to give you a little bit about a process I follow that has been extremely helpful to me. And that is every Sunday after the airing of On Board Live, which I remain present and I strive to bring all the teams and I strive to invite people across several platforms, I make sure that Monday I go back to On Board Live and I review the content. Not looking for things that could have been done better or looking for things that weren't done to my liking. I go to it for the education it provides me. I go to it to recapture the moments on pen and pad. There are things that I take notes on during the presentation that while I'm writing those notes, I don't hear the rest of what's going on because I'm concentrating on putting note to pad, notations to pad. So I have to go back and constantly re-educate myself in this process because there's a lot of moving parts. And what's good today may not be good tomorrow, but in terms of the foundation that you receive every week, Mr. Johnson lays out those foundational things that will grow us, that will develop us, that will help us and enhance our opportunity. So I don't want to miss any of that. And there's one particular aspect of it that I enjoy immensely, and that's the slide that Mr. Johnson and Ms. Knox put together on those security points. How do you secure your assets? You should screenshot that and you should study it every day until you accomplish everything on that bullet point page, because it's about protecting the generational wealth, protecting the assets, protecting the residuals, protecting your interests. So I just want to share that part. Okay, now that I got that going, generating income via referrals or straight up recruiting. I was blessed to have a conversation with Dr. Todd Best this morning. And I just want to say that the first step to any of this is understanding that recruiting is not a crime. A crime. It's not a crime against humanity. It's not something that won't reward you. See, many people think recruiting or referrals, we think it's aggressive. It lacks. It's very crass or worthless. But that's a small segment of the thought from a small segment of society. Truth of the matter is, the people who generally think like this are people who condone average thinking, condone average living, condone just merely existing or doing business as usual, the way we've been conditioned, or here's a word that we don't like to use, or the way we've been trained. Poverty, my father taught me, is punishment for a crime you did not commit. So we're born into a world of poverty. We're born into a world of acquiescence. We're born into a world of just doing what was done before us and never, ever questioning who we're doing it for. Never questioning who benefits from it more. Never questioning if it's a scam, if it's a pyramid, if it's a crime. We don't question what we've been trained and conditioned into doing, and that's just managing debt. So we buy the notion, right? We buy the notion of getting credit cards to manage debt, to pay for things we can't afford, but get it off our plate for at least that month. But it comes back because the credit system is a debt system, right? You're not generating any more income, and you're living off of that fixed moment, paycheck to paycheck, or some of us segment is about generating income via the recruiting aspect or the referral aspect of our opportunity. And it is with yourselves. Take a moment to reflect on that picture of that apple tree you see there on the screen. We're going to come back to that in a moment. I like dealing out of the concept of be, do, and have. Why? Because it's all about belief. If you're willing to be the business, Jay-Z is popular or popularized a line in one of his lyrics. He said, I'm not a businessman. He says, I am a businessman. I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. He was willing to be the business. You and I, if we are seeking to generate an income, we have to be the business. Now, you have options in Wealth Builders Worldwide. You have options in GS Partners. The options are you can just accumulate the assets, and when you get the assets to a certain level, then it generates income for you that you could possibly be comfortable with. There are many of us on this platform who have millions of our G999 coin. There are many of us who are gaining tens and thousands of dollars in linear status. There are many of us who have accumulated other cryptocurrencies and real estate tokens and things of that nature, and we hold them. And if we're comfortable with that world, that wealth build, and we know how to manipulate it where we don't give up the asset, but we generate what we need financially, well, that's okay. This discussion is about generating income. When you're willing to be the business, when you're willing to do what's required as the business, then you'll have all the reward that the business dictates. But it's truly all about belief. It's the need to overcome fears that will create results. See, when you overcome the fear, you create results. Belief. Belief, I shared lately over the last day or so for sure. Belief is two sides of a coin, as my sister Tatiana shared with us yesterday. Two sides of a coin. On one side of the coin is faith. Belief requires faith. On the other side of the coin is doubt. Well, doubt is also a belief system. The goal to accomplishing, the goal to being successful is never, ever give doubt a platform. Because in order for faith to work, in order for doubt to exist, you have to feed it. You have to feed faith. You have to feed doubt. And I say that because in physics, there's a thing that says two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. Well, what do you believe? See, what you believe is rooted in the attitude you feed the belief with. The attitude towards faith, if it grows and when it grows, then your belief system is a faith-based system. But if you don't feed it in the right environment, it's a doubt-based system. But they're both beliefs. So overcoming fear will create results. Why do we talk about fear? Because fear is an attitude. It's a false notion related to doubt. Fear is also an acronym. It stands for, how do they say fear? False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. That's fear. What's the false evidence? Your insecurities, our unwillingness to move forward. But here, we're past all that, right? Because we are crushing fear. And we're feeding the currency of belief, and our belief is faith. Attitude. Okay, you want to find new business partners? Because that's what generating income will do for you. If you desire to generate an income, you have to prospect. And I'm going to tell you right now, where there's no prospecting, there are no results. You have to believe, because if you don't, fear will steal your dreams. And then lastly on the point, you cannot fear the process. Your tools are designed to cause pain, aren't designed to cause pain. Tools aren't designed to do that in Wealth Builders. Tools aren't designed to do that in this opportunity we have at GS Partners. The true purpose of a greeting, a smile, a business card, smelling good, looking good, a cell phone or a handshake, they are all tools. That's the purpose of having them. And what do? They create communication. They ice break. They make you comfortable in sharing with each other. They are pleasurable when they're used, and they reward upon acceptance. See, tools are also an investment strategy. I heard something yesterday from one of our business partners, Brother Corey Hinton. I'm going to share it here. He's quoted as saying, investing is nothing more than looking for a safe place for our declining dollar to grow and multiply with the highest rate of return in the shortest amount of time. Y'all should screenshot that. He and Brother Ed busted me over the head with that one. Shout out to Brother Ed and Nicole Williams. Okay, think about it now. Investing, invest. What is a vest? A vest is an accessory that's added to your clothing, your cloak or your armor. And you put it on and you button up and you keep it close to your vitals, everything that's responsible for your living and breathing, your heart, your lungs, all these circulatory systems, everything is in the center mass of your body. A vest protects that. So when you invest, right, you are adding value to yourself and you're keeping it close. Investing is nothing more than looking for a safe place for our declining dollar to grow. It didn't say anything in there about looking for a job or looking for work or keeping a job. See, when I talk to you about what people perceive networking to be, the truth of the matter is networking is that honorable, desirous end that the world looks for. It doesn't generate $200+ billion a year just for the sake of doing it. You can't generate that in employment. However, the one who owns the job can, when they use the efforts of others. So when people say, the naysayers, they say, oh, it's a scam. Yeah, like your job. Because you took the job and you used their banks because you think it's going to save and grow your money. No, you can save a little bit, but very little, and it won't grow. In comparison to what we have, it won't grow at all. But when you can safely place that declining dollar into an arena where it can grow and multiply with the highest rate of return in the shortest amount of time, that's true investing. I shared that because I want to give us some context. There's two mindsets that have to come together in order for you to really enjoy this opportunity. And I'm just doing a little mind hacking here. Number one, God has a tendency of picking up a nobody to become a somebody in front of everybody without asking anybody. That is the networker. Your job, I'm not putting down a job, I'm just sharing the realities of them. Your job is amongst the most non-confrontational community on the planet because nobody challenges you to be other than what you were hired for. Nobody challenging you to earn more than what you were hired to do. No one challenges you to step out and show out and give off your talents and skill sets and accumulate basically what you need. Only in the networking space where you are working out of meritocracy, whatever you put into it, you'll get out of it. And here's the thing, There's no limits depending on the right vehicle. There's no limits. Okay, I'm going to get off into that. Screenshot that. God has a tendency of picking up a nobody to become a somebody in front of everybody without asking anybody. Here's another thing I want you to get into your head. No one is supposed to understand your calling. Don't look for everybody to accept you or understand you. Your calling, it wasn't a conference call. That's God communicating with you. No one is supposed to understand your calling. It wasn't a conference call. Take a screenshot of this, please, and keep it for yourself. Understand these two things, and you understand your relationship to networking and the GS Partners opportunity. Now, I said I will come back to that tree, right? I came to this because systems bear fruit, but it begins with a seed. It begins with your dream. Now, I am the fruit of a system. All of us here that train and teach before you, that the system works. We're proof of it. But in order to have a system that works, you must have a vehicle or company that works with it, in conjunction with it. It's a marriage. GS Partners and Wealth Builders Worldwide is a marriage, because the vehicle that can help you realize the lifestyle of your dreams is a tool we use within our culture. It's a well-defined culture of people with abilities, with dreams, and a dynamic, honest leadership pool that has compassion, that can be trusted, and understands that there's a process. You see, the power of the tree, it reflects a system when you think about it. Because Dr. Best taught us, he shared with me when I first met him face to face. He said, any man can count the amount of apples, count the amount of seeds in an apple, but only God can count the amount of apples in a seed. It's all about the seed first. And what's magnificent about the seed, it doesn't just germinate and grow the tree and give you the fruit that gives you more seeds. No, that seed, when it bursts open, when it germinates, it sends roots down. They go down. And the further the roots go down, the stronger and more fortified the tree is within the seed, because the tree was always there. The dream in the seed is always there. But what makes it to germinate? You need to align yourself with the community that feeds it, that nurtures it, that grows it, that gives it all its nutrients. And when you do that, it sends a root up. You understand? The seed begins with growing inward, downward, staying connected, plugging in, getting entrenched, right? And then when it's ready to burst forth above ground, it comes up. It sends the shoot up. It sends the branch. But when it sends it up, it doesn't come up with the fruit right away, does it? What does it do? It grows to a shoot, trunk, branches, limbs, leaves. Then the fruit begins to emerge, and every fruit has seeds. Your system is your foundation. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. And I'm trying to say it without taking up a lot of time. But the power in generating an income is rooted in recruiting, going after people. Why? Because just like every apple on that tree has seeds, and each seed can represent not just another apple, but an orchard of trees. Everyone that you introduce this opportunity to, in their own time, bear fruit. Everyone that's in your downline now, those of you who sponsored people, who have people that aren't doing anything right now, don't worry about that. because each one of them represents millions of dollars that just have not been unlocked yet. We're generating income here. To generate income via referral is a decision. That means you just determine how fast or how slow you want your assets to grow. We're an asset accumulating company, GS Partners. We're the marketing arm of the world's first and largest crypto banking conglomerate in existence. How fast do you want your revenues to grow? How fast do you want your wealth base to develop? I want to show you that it's possible. Here is my, I think is my current line of sponsorship, 506 people. Overall, 5,408 people to date are part of Team Believe. Why do I recruit? How fast do I want my business to grow beyond the assets? I'm going to show you something here. This is the generation of sales to date. More than $3 million in sales volume in our network, Team Believe. Because networking is about a lot of people doing a little bit. $33 here, $33 there, $33 here, $33 there. A metaverse certificate here, an NFT there. The G999 coin here, Lydian status there. You allow your coins to create compounding returns through DeFi and staking and masternodes. You have a ton of financial instruments here. The difference in what we have, the reason why we can accumulate such volume in such little time is because our product is money. The one thing people are working for, the one thing people desire, so they punch clocks for it, others sell products for it. And we are the product. That's why it's so easy. It's easy. Here's something else I want you to consider. No one really ever talks about this much, Mr. Johnson or Ms. Knox, but here's the power in referring and recruiting. See all that Bitcoin and stuff that y'all talk about? I don't have to buy it. This is the Bitcoin I've accumulated this year. Now, that's over 2 whole Bitcoins. That's not including the Ethereum. That's not including the USDT Tether. But this comes about through referral. See, I don't have to buy anything. Truth be told, I never purchased anything or even exchanged for it. I never had to do it. When GS Partners opened up, it opened up with your ability to refer others and you earn the commission if they took hold. So when I came along in December of 2020, we had a different commission structure. That commission structure allowed you to refer people and earn against their immediate acquisition of the G999 coin. And our commission structure was, Mr. Johnson, if I'm correct, I believe it was 10%. Wasn't it a 10% commission?
Initially, yes, sir, 10%.
I didn't have any money, but I had the currency of belief, and I had a mouth that I was willing to open, and I told people about what we were embarking on. We had no proof of it. Think about this. You think it's impossible to articulate something you don't fully understand or you don't have proof of. How many of you have a cell phone today? Don't you know it started with Alexander Graham Bell, right? And it started the telephone, right? When the first telephone was sold, who was that person going to talk to if no one else had one? Think about it. The dream was so strong that he knew the world would embrace it. Many of you despise humble and small beginnings. But I've never, from the small beginning to now, and we're still just beginning, I never bought any Bitcoin. All of it has been earned. Now that figure there says, I can't read it fully. I think it says 2.09210 something. Right now, Bitcoin is somewhere around, I don't know, 28,000 or so a coin. So that could mean that I have $48,000 worth of Bitcoin in my possession. Or as Bitcoin goes back up, because it's an asset, I might have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin in my possession. Or as it continues to go up, because it's an asset, I might have $1 million worth of it in my possession. How much did I buy? I just want to show you the power of referral and why you should not be made to think little of it. You think you can't do it, but you sell every day. Every day you do it. Dr. Bess and I were going over some scenarios before coming onto this platform, talking about the things that people do every day. I got married. When I got married, that didn't just happen. I had to sell myself. I had to sell the belief that I can be that provider, that man that you need in your life as you being my wife. When I had jobs, yeah, I used to work. I would go and sell myself to get through the door with a resume and learn how to communicate with people and talk to them about why they should hire me. Everything you do is a sale, and selling is just merely a transfer of belief. Do you believe in what you have? Okay, enough of that. I want to go to the other element here. This is where my success is. This is the map. Can you see the map on the screen, the Wealth Builders page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. You go to mywbw.net or wealthbuildersworldwide.info or wealthbuildersworldwide.net. They'll all lead you to this page. And when I'm going to refresh the page so you can see what will come up. It gives you a pop-up of the next event. It gives you a pop-up where you can order the Dream Chaser Manifesto. There's several things available to you here, but I'm going to close that and show us the power of recruiting and how we do it, where you can find it really. Because I just want to point you in a direction. That support card that Mr. Johnson shows you, that support card leads you to this. MAP stands for Massive Action Plan. When you go to that page, it gives you the elements that are required to build a business. First step is invitation. How many people would you tell? Well, what am I telling? I have an opportunity with a $33 membership. It will provide you a passive residual income for life. Now, if that's interesting to me, how many more people can use that? So I make a list, and on the top of my list, there's one of them here. This one doesn't say, this is an older list. But on the top of most of my list, I write, who can use an income for life? And then the first person I include on that list is me. And then I continue down. And I do anywhere from 75 to 100 names a day. I make the list. And the list comes with phone numbers. Some people only have email addresses and all that kind of stuff. I take it all. And then I make calls. In the invitation, I'll share, hey, do you look for ways to make more money? Do you keep your financial options open? Hey, I have a $33 opportunity that will provide an income for life. Would you be interested? You know, you use what you believe fits. But I want to know from the person, Do they look for ways to make more money? They say yes. I send them my link. Invitation is where you pique the interest. PIQUE. You pique the interest. And then when the interest is acknowledged, then you pass them on to a presentation. Do you look for ways to make more money? Yes, I do. Great. I have a link. It's about 20 minutes long. I want you to take a look at it. If I call you back tomorrow this time, would you have looked at that 20-minute video? They say yes. I journal it. I place it in my appointment book. My appointment book only has the names of those who say yes. I don't waste time waiting for Aunt Becky, Aunt Jill, Uncle Bob, Cousin Bill. I don't wait for them. Why? Because my goal is to generate an income. So I'll say, hey, do you look for ways to make more money? They say yes. Great. Take a look at this link. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Or if I'm pushing it, I'll say, great. Take a look at this video. It's 20 minutes. If I call you back at 4 o'clock, if I call you back tomorrow at this time, do you think you will have had enough time to see that 20-minute video? That's yes. Goes in my appointment book, right? And then I just continue to move on. Then I make the appointment in my book. I'm going to call back when I said I would, because it's about the follow-up. What does your follow-up conversation look like? Your follow-up conversation can be, hey, Nikki, this is Eric. I'm just getting back to you. Look, did you get a chance to see the video? She says yes. Then I'll turn around and say, great. What did you like most? Now, mind you, I don't call back and not be ready for this revolution. When I call back, I have my phone or my tablet up or my laptop, whatever you call these things. I have them up with my referral link already in the browser. So now I see the screen where people register. And I ask the question, what did you like most? Well, I like the fact that I can get paid to save my own money. I said, great. Well, we have the same understanding. Let's get you started. What username would you like for yourself? I'm typing it in. I'm walking all the way through with them. That process. I give them a temporary password. And I let them know that it's generic, but it's something they can change as soon as they access their email and approve the registration. Then they also know from me in this conversation that you're going to receive a letter in your email that's going to come from me, welcoming you and giving you some next steps. Then I move on to a call. I want to welcome you in advance. You're going to receive a welcome letter from me. And that welcome letter from me is going to give you some basic next steps. But I'd like you to hold on a second because I want to introduce you to a phenomenal gentleman. Can you hold a second for me?
Sure.
Great. I put on hold. I'm calling Mr. Johnson. Ring, Mike Johnson.
Hello.
Hey, ready for revolution. Hey, Mr. Johnson, thank you for answering. Look, I have a new prospect who just registered on the phone. Her name is Nicole Knox. And I would just like to afford you the opportunity to welcome her to the opportunity and maybe find out some of her goals. Is that okay?
Sounds like a plan. Let's do this.
Excellent. Now I'm merging the calls. Hey, Nikki, are you available? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great, great. Thank you for holding. Listen, I have on the line my sponsor, Mr. Mike Johnson. Mr. Johnson knows 100% of this business. He's generated more money than probably the law would allow, but it's legal. He knows this business. He knows numbers. He makes them dance. He's excited about the opportunity. He loves onboarding people, but more importantly, he loves having fun with this. Because if you're having fun, is it really work? Mr. Johnson, this is Miss Nikki Knox. I have a funny feeling that Nikki knows something. I couldn't help myself. So I would like for y'all to share some words between each other. Miss Nikki, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Mike Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Nikki Knox. And then I mute myself.
Hello, Nikki. First and most important, welcome to the team. Brother Eric has told me so much about you, and it looks like you're just registered a few moments ago. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, Nikki, one of the things that we try to do with all of our new business partners is we try to get them off to a fast start. Now, I'm sure Brother Eric shared some information with you, and he's going to be sharing more information. That's part of our system. Understand, Nikki, systems are duplicatable, personalities are not. So what Brother Eric is going to do is he's going to walk you through some next steps to get you off to a fast start. Now, Nikki, were you more interested in accumulating assets, or were you more interested in building a team and accumulating assets? What were you looking to do?
Well, I do know I want to build assets because that was phenomenal to me. But I can't see me not doing this and not sharing this information with people. So I'm gonna also go into the aspect of building a team also.
Well, that's great, Nikki. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you started exactly the way you want to get started. So what Brother Eric is going to do is he's going to help you fully set up your back office. He's going to give you a referral link. Now, that referral link is to help you if you decide you want to share this with some other individuals. But he's also going to provide you some information about those assets that you're very well interested in. Now, Nikki, everything that we do on purpose. And we're going to invite you to our next training. So what I need for you to do, if you can jot down this website, I want you to jot it down, and all of the functions that we take place live are going to be on this website. And the website is goldrocks.info. I'll repeat that one more time. It's goldrocks.info. Now, Nikki, there's a password that's a private password. Brother Eric is going to make sure that he provides that password for you. Now, we encourage you to share that only with people who are interested in building a business with you, but never share that on a social media site. Does that sound fair?
Yes, it does.
Okay. One other thing, Nikki, that I want you to understand, everything that we do is about following a map. We call it the map. It's a system, it's a massive action plan. And the key of what we do is about leadership. You have one of the best leaders we have in our organization in Brother Eric. Now, he's too humble to tell you this, but Brother Eric is building a phenomenal business for himself as well. He's reached a position known as Continental Executive. What that means, Nikki, is that young man has built a business that's generated over $300,000 in a 30-day period. I share that with you so you know a little bit more about your sponsor, because sponsorship is like mentorship. And Brother Eric is going to provide some information for you that everyone is being shared within our system. So, Nikki, once again, welcome aboard. We're definitely going to get you in front of our next live event, our next training, because on Thursday night, Nikki, on that platform that I gave you, we do a very special tools training on Thursday nights. And we teach people how to build their teams. But Nikki, we also teach them how to build their assets. And I think you'll enjoy that. So can we count on you to be there Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Can you be there for that training?
Absolutely. That sounds very interesting to me.
Well, Nikki, it's definitely been a pleasure. As I mentioned, Brother Eric has told me a lot about you. We're looking forward to some great things. And did you have a ballpark in mind of which assets were the ones that were probably the most important to you? Just curious, which assets did you really enjoy?
I'm still learning about all the different things, but that G99 is definitely something that I'm very, very interested in. So
Well, you're a lady after my own heart, Nikki, and I will tell you that was what caught my attention. Those G999 coins, it's a coin, Nikki, that will pay you. And depending on how many of those coins you have, they will pay you weekly, they will pay you daily, and some of them will pay you multiple times a day. So welcome aboard, Nikki. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to hand you back to Brother Eric. Brother Eric, thank you for allowing me to share with Nikki. And I look forward to seeing you Thursday night on our training, Nikki, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I appreciate that. Appreciate you taking the time.
You have a great night. Thank you, Brother Eric.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you, Ms. Knox. Now, y'all, type in the chat, congratulate them and thank them for giving that example, because truthfully, that's the business. That's it. That's how you generate an income. That's how you do it. And you just do it and do it and do it. And your back office will look like this. Now, what this back office does not tell you, that I'll be willing to share with you a little bit, every level you generate income on, now all these, this colored pie chart, I'm assuming y'all can see it. Is it visible, Mr.
Yes,
Johnson?
sir. We can
Yes,
see
you
it.
can.
Every
Crystal clear.
level has its own income that is generated thus far. Level one, those that are personally sponsored, you're looking at a little more than, I think it's 400,000. I can't really see it. $400,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Level two, more than $1 million. All right. And each level shows its generation. But what you want to understand that I'm paid instantly off of each of those levels. See, so level one, that's 15% that comes back to me, because level one is everybody I personally sponsored. Level two are the people that the level one is sponsored, and I see 5% of that. Levels 4 through 8, I get 4% of all the activity on those levels, and level 9, I receive 6% of that. Level 9 here generated a little more than $12,000, I believe is showing. Level 10, I've generated over $1,700, and I didn't even know there was a level 10. Instant pay. I will never, ever punch a clock anywhere again if I am desirous of generating an income. When you get a job, most times you have to wait a couple of weeks in the hole or a month in the hole, depending on what kind of job it is. The only hole that I have here in this opportunity is the potential of digging a deeper pocket, because the more people you share with, the more they agree with the opportunity, they duplicate it. The last point I want to make here in this short talk is that none of that is possible without a $33 membership paid. Absolutely none of it. All that I've shown you as we in the back office, all the Bitcoin that God has blessed me to accumulate to this point, none of it happens without the $33 membership. Because if you're not an active member, you don't have an active link you can share with anybody. You don't. You need to be active in the 30-day period. Even when people respond months later, if you're not active, the link doesn't work, and the link will embarrass you because it's going to tell you that they're not active. It's going to tell the people rather that you're not active. I want you to look at this really quick. How you can get past that kind of thing happening. Can everyone see the GS Partners dashboard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you scroll down this dashboard, you're going to find you have options. You can renew for 1 month, you can renew for 3 months, you can renew 6 months, you can renew 12 months. There are a couple of business partners between yesterday and this morning, they chose multiple months. Why? Because they didn't want to be worried about it as they pursue getting other aspects of the opportunity together. You do not want to position yourself where your membership lapses, because when it lapses and those commissions come in, you'll miss out. So I would encourage everybody who can do more than a month at a time, do so. Do so. Take it off the plate so you don't have to worry about it. But make a note of what you're taking off the plate and when, so you know when you should have to come back to it. Many of you depend on the technology of the phone. It's a good idea to put a reminder in your phone. I don't know how to do that from phone to phone. I just know that you have the ability to set yourself a reminder to let yourself know that your membership will expire on such and such a date. You just might want to say renew membership, make a notation, renew membership, and put in the date by which you need to come in and time by which you need to come in and do that. All right, that's very important. And that way you want to move forward. Now, there's something else here I want to show that you'll have no control as to when the money comes. And this is why you always want to remain active. All right. Now, click on that scrolling line on top of your screen, your dashboard, and you're going to see this message. Reach the target on the month of June and get the meta mining load match bonus. And there'll be more talk about this tonight after the fast start. I'm trying to enlarge this. Is that okay, Mr. Johnson?
Much better. Thank you, sir.
Okay. We have a goal in the opportunity. The goal is from an incentive is beginning. A promotion begins on the 15th of June, which is in 3 days. From the 15th of June to the 30th of June, which is the last day of the month, we need to have acquired 7,000 Venus or above metaverse certificates. Meaning we had to have sold at least 7,000 of the metaverse certificates from Venus and above. What will that do? Inside of that time frame, it's going to allow everybody who acquires a certificate. Well, let me just read it for you. Anytime you load your meta mining load, you will receive your certificate match after the activation and load of 120 days with a 100% bonus load match. This means any certificate acquired, and Sister Nikki, is it safe to assume that any certificate Venus and above?
Yes, sir. Oh my God. I read that yesterday, but that didn't sink in till just now. Good Lord.
Well, please explain your sanctity.
So Brother Eric, what you're saying is, if I got a moon certificate between June 15th, I'm going with moon because I know what the max load is for the mining. From June 15th to June 30th, if I got a moon certificate, and within that one, now that's if we reach our goal of the 7,000, and I fully loaded $2 million USDT after that 120 days, is that saying the company will match that 100%?
100%.
Good God.
So your 2 million is now turned into 4 million.
I'll mute my mic before I scream.
Oh, look, you can go ahead and scream. It's not like I'm going to deny you your coffee like you did me. Let's look at the other side of that panel. Additional action. Y'all ready? For the new active members which are acquiring their first Jupiter Meta certificate, meaning the Nikki certificate, right? For the new active members which are acquiring their first Jupiter Meta certificate and above, will receive 500% bonus legacy points on top. And the sponsor will receive the same procentual match. This means when Nikki gets, let's say it's Saturn. I think Saturn is 100,000 legacy points. She'll get 100,000 plus the 500%. That means she'll have 600,000 legacy points. And I, as a sponsor, will receive 500,000 legacy points.
Ooh, wee.
And then let's talk about what it does for the whole community. For each acquired certificate during this period, that's June 15th to June 30th, right? The company will save 2% in G999 coins, which will be distributed into the staking wallets of the Lydian world. If the target is reached, a minimum of 30 million G999 coins will be placed in the staking wallets of the countries. 446 countries dividing 30 million G999 coins. So you can see this in your back office, and as Mr. Dalco would say, ruminate over it a little, okay? And how you find it, just simply look at the top of your dashboard. And when you get to your dashboard, you will see the ticker scrolling above. And all you have to do is click on the ticker and the announcement will pop up. Okay? Last thing I will say, it all goes back to the seed. Any person can count the amount of seeds in an apple, but only God can count the amount of apples in a seed. As you continue to seed and go after new people, every person you're going after has a gift that's intended for you. This is why you give up on nobody in your organization, because you're not responsible when that seed germinates. But I tend to believe that every one person that I've sponsored has $1 million for me, because of what I gifted them. Everyone they sponsored from level 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 9, 10 plus. Every last one had the seed of greatness already in them. They wouldn't be in this fertile soil known as GS Partners, and they wouldn't receive the nutritional strength without plugging in the Wealth Builders Worldwide. When that happens, and as that happens, you know what happens? They're going to grow to a point where they're just absolutely combustible. They're going to burst forth, and you're going to see your $1 million per person, let alone a day. How many people would you tell? Thank you for your time and attention. Back over to you, Mr. Johnson and Ms. Knox.
Wow. Brother Eric, that brings me to a point in the Today family where I get a chance to hand the mic over to, and I hope she's still with us, to Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, because traditionally what Miss Nicole Nikki Knox does is give us a recap and closing comments, and then we get to the balance of the announcements for the day. So without any delay,
Actually, Mr. Johnson, Dr. Best has his hand raised.
Oh, that's even better. Come on now.
Look, guys, all I want to add, there's not much else to add, man. You guys so thorough. I'm just sitting here, my whole mind blown away. But this closing right here says it all. What you folks, everybody got to keep in mind. Once you see this opportunity, it is no longer about you. If you have any genuine concern for yourself, for your fellow human being, understand it's beyond your world. I'm enrolling a couple of people last week, and the conversation kept going, well, I have $300. I said, see, you're still there. And I know it's going to take a while for you to get off of you and what your environment is, what your potential is, and what your income is, and what your economic situation is. It is no longer about you. It is truly about the size of your dream, because once you plant the seed, like Brother Eric showed right there in that initial presentation you're doing with the apple tree, you're no longer in control. And so your resources may be limited, but somebody could come here tomorrow and say, hey man, I'm dropping 2 million. I'm dropping 1 million. And you're sitting there and you're getting paid and you have no idea how. I mean, you understand how, you understand the compensation plan, but you realize the only difference between you and the next person was you said yes to the opportunity. Folks, I encourage you, see bigger than where you are. Forget your past, see the future. As Brother Eric keeps emphasizing, Mr. Mike Johnson keeps emphasizing, as Mr. Cole, Nikki Knox says, share this thing with everyone. And you have no idea. You don't have the capacity to understand what your life could look like 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 24 months from now, or 5 years from now, because you do know the time's gonna pass whether you do it or not. See, 1 year from now, you still will be 1 year older. 3 years from now, you still will be 3 years older. 5 years now, you still be 5 years old. The difference is, will you or will you not have a network? I'm 67 today. I was going to be 67 today, whether it happens out. The only difference is I have a network. And because of that network, it insulates me from so many things that senior citizens got to deal with. Okay, at their age. The cost of this, the cost of inflation, how much gas costs, how much food costs, how much AIDS costs, how much medication costs, what is Medicare doing there? I don't even think about any of that stuff. You know what I think about every day? Who can I share this business with? Man, outstanding presentation, guys. Great job, man. I don't have any more to add. Think upon more people. Think beyond yourself and think about others, man. The sky's the limit. Inside, look, to the moon. I'm reading an issue called To the Moon, the Bitcoin issue. This month's called To the Moon, because it said nobody on this planet can predict where Bitcoin is going to be 5 years from now. Don't let any expert tell you they think they got a gauge. They can pontificate, but they don't know. They don't know. It's too big. You know why? Because it gives people a true shot at true freedom. Man, get me off this thing. Back to you, Miss Nicole, Nikki Knox.
Huh. What else could I say? Man. As Brother Eric said, every single person that you share this information with is a seed. Now you have no control over when that seed germinates. The only thing you have control over is sharing the information, planting that seed. Because you don't know what a person's situation is. You don't know what they're going through at the moment, but you also don't know what could be happening a year from now or 2 years from now, that just because you continue to drip on them, to send them text messages reminding them of what the opportunity has going on and what they have in their hands, it may wake them up. It may allow for them to now take full advantage of something that when they first did it, they didn't fully understand what they had in their hands. And I'm going to share something real quick, and then I'm going to go to the announcements. When Brother Eric first shared this with me in November, because it was prior to, as he said, we actually doing the soft launch in December 2020. In February 2020, I had injured myself at work, and I was now on workers' comp. And for anyone here that knows what workers' comp is about, you now are receiving 2/3 of your pay. But with that 2/3 of your pay, you're still responsible that if you want to have health insurance, I still had to pay what I needed to pay for health insurance. I still had to live off of 2/3 of my pay and still pay the health insurance that I was paying out of a full paycheck. I had to do that. And when that first happened, I didn't know how I was going to do that. I couldn't wrap my mind around understanding how I was going to live off of 2/3 of my pay when I was used to living off of a full paycheck. So I handed it over to God, and I just kept pushing. I just kept pushing. And when Brother Eric shared this opportunity with me, I could have stayed in the mindset of, I don't have it to do. But when I tell you, family, to date, I have acquired over $10,000 in digital real estate. I have acquired millions of G999 coins. I have acquired metaverse certificates, meta mining certificates, NFTs. I've acquired it all, because I didn't stay in that mindset, like Dr. Best said, of where I was at the time when it was shared with me. But do you understand, if Brother Eric never shared it with me, I wouldn't be here today. Man, that's my recap. That's my closing comments. I'm gonna go ahead to the announcements now. Today.
Hold 1 second, Nikki. Just before you get there, you can keep that screen up. I was reminded of a note that I made to myself. Everyone who I personally sponsored that are in earshot of this presentation today, everyone that I personally sponsored, reach into your downline and and investigate how much they know about their metaverse opportunity and whether they need to come back to a meeting with me and others to bring the opportunity home for them, to help clarify the understanding. I have 36 active persons in the downline right now. I expect 36 meetings this week. Back over to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Brother Eric. Whew. Uh, today and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Team Believe and Team KQ's very own crypto nurse, Miss Jocelyn Burrell, is going to show you how to get time and money freedom. Everyone is invited. She's going to show you how to get paid 24/7 instantly in several assets. Too many to name, but Bitcoin and Ethereum is two of the biggest. Let me tell you something, family. You want to take a screenshot of this, the Zoom ID, and the passcode is on the screen. It's in all caps. It's freedom, because that's what it's all about. And then tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have another incredible fast start training. As Brother Eric said, they're going to be going over aspects of this new incredible incentive that is going to be starting soon. So you want to be there. You want to get a pen and a pad, because you're going to get even more insight on what it is that you need to do to properly take advantage of this opportunity. And you're going to get a fast start training like no other. Passcode protected, family. So you want to get back to them to be on there tonight. Now, Super Saturday is coming. The Super Saturday is coming. If you have not gotten your tickets for June 18th for our global online event, you want to go to wbwevents.com and get your tickets now. And listen, if you're a wealth builder, if you're in a wealthy mindset, that ticket price is not, don't look at the price. I want you to look at the setup. I want you to look at the individuals that are going to be presenting on that Saturday. I want you to look at all the different things that they're going to be going over on that Saturday. And I want you to see that from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they're all going to be pouring out to you. And I want you to think of the value of what you're going to receive from that Super Saturday global online event. And if you understand the difference between price and value, you'll pay that $40 without even blinking, family. That's my gift to you. Don't look at the price. Look at the value. Ooh. Now, Monday through Saturday, every Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad brings Class is in Session. Now, you can find it on various Facebook pages streaming live, but you can also find it on the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. I encourage you to go over to that channel, subscribe, like, and share, hit that bell. And whenever Brother Eric airs, Class is in Session, you will get a notification, family, because it's going to give you motivation, inspiration, and elevation. Just like the 10:45 power call, we get you started a little earlier so that by the time you get to the power call, oh boy, you ready to go. But we get started at 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. You want to take a screenshot of this and go ahead and meet us there as in Class is in Session. And then after that, we all have to go and decompress a little bit before we get on the power call, because we would be running through the rooms by the time the power call came about if we didn't decompress a little bit on the Believers Huddle at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday through Saturday. Take a screenshot, the Zoom ID, and the passcode is on the screen. Look at that background. You see all of those individuals? Majority of them is not part of Team Believe, but understand this is the Believers Huddle. This is not Team Believe's Huddle. This is the Believers Huddle. And the only thing we ask is that you be a believer when you come to this huddle. Man, I can't begin to share with you what the experience will be like, but I trust me when I say, come and see. You'll thank me later. I'm telling you, you will. Now, family, man, this has been yet another amazing On Board Live. I want to properly thank you, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, for all of the information that you shared today, how you go out and you share this information, even how you lay it out before you start sharing the information. You made a plan and you made it simple and you put it on. You put pen to pad, and that's what it's all about. You got to have a dream, and once you have that dream, you make it plain, and the universe is going to make sure that everything else falls into place. Family, listen, this On Board Live has been amazing. Don't forget, family, if you have any questions about anything that was shared today on Board Live, or anything that you may have questions about from what Mr. Mike Johnson shared today, you can send those questions to lifeisgolden24@gmail.com, and we will get your questions answered, and we'll do it live on every third Sunday of every month on this very platform. Man, today has been an amazing day. We got the next presentation at 3 p.m. We got the 9 o'clock tonight. And I'm sure there's some other things that's out here sprinkled in between that, family, but we're going to do some income producing activities right now. We're going to go out and we're going to do what? We're going to plant those seeds that Brother Eric talked about. We're going to get those trees to growing, those roots to rooting into the ground, and grow your business. Man, I love you all. Mr. Mike Johnson, take us out